a review. Less than 8 minutes. Let's go. So today, for you guys, I'm giving you my review for the new I won't say BBC, but it is a prehistoric review of a series that I grew up on, which loving for me because I'm a huge dinosaur documentary fan. I'm seeing a whole bunch of them growing up, and I gotta say this a Prehistoric Planet, which dropped on Apple TV, which for me was I specifically described just to watch that, and essentially it took the crew and the director of The Jungle Book and other Disney live action material. This is the only good one of John Favreau and his did, unlike Lion King, which I couldn't recommend. And also took in the narration of Planet Earth, David Attenborough, and they put into a documentary series of making it into very much of the 1999 revolutionary BBC series Walking with Dinosaurs. And what I think Prehistoric Planet does so exceptionally well is the merging of incredible VFX with modern science, and a lot more of this material becoming a lot more, I won't say modernized, but showing the essence that the science has grown since then. And a lot of dinosaur documentaries either look too flat with the VFX, or with the visual effects, or getting a lot of the science wrong, or just getting it incorrect. But this one here feels like an incredible balance of getting the science right, while making it feel uniquely cinematic, while also making the visual effects feel very natural and interesting and dynamic. Like, what I love about this series here on this one is that it feels so sincerely smooth. Like, it feels like a documentary series, but it still feels like, it still feels cinematic with its own right. It doesn't try to imitate the score or narration of Kenneth Branagh's for his on here, or the score or that. No, it does its own little thing. And while I don't think the score is as good as this one, I do think David Attenborough's narration, as we get to hear within other series, like, with Planet Earth 1 and 2 and others, you see it hit in this series here, and it just crescendos so well. And I love the fact that this documentary series has that balance, and it feels like it's giving some smart and informative modern information that really helps, that has shown that it's like, no, you don't think of a T-Rex as a monster. It's a loving mother that can actually swim, and the short arms in a weird context doesn't actually does make sense within its own structure and its own shape, and showing how far science has gone since the 1999 revolutionary Walking With series. And for me, as someone who's grown up with so many dinosaur documentaries, this here feels like the mother lode. It has the best narration. I love David Attenborough's voice, as it can never really go wrong. And it's kind of like when you hear James Earl Jones as Vader. It's like, yeah, everything in the world all of a sudden feels a little bit more better here. It feels like everything just kind of clicks. It feels so naturally good. It sits in well together. And I love the fact it just meals so well here, and I love how it just sits. And it doesn't feel too flat. It feels, as I said, very, very documentary-like, but it also has enough energy and craft to it that feels like it's capturing this dinosaur's truly emotion. And yes, these are all visual effects in this series, and that in this series here is about 5 episodes long. Honestly, all the episodes are great. My personal favorites are episode 1 and 4. They are my personal favorites, but all the episodes are consistent. They keep focusing on it. There's a couple moments where I do think it brought in this, very fun energy to it. All of it just felt like it naturally just flew together. It felt so natural. It felt so well structured, and I loved the narration. So much of this, just even as a documentary series, if I was to rank everything of this year, if I were to say, in my mind, because my favorite movie of the year so far is still The Batman. But if I was to consider this among my favorite modern medium of the year, then this might surpass it. Like, this is my favorite piece of entertainment this year, and to say this outdoes The Batman for me is really saying something. So, yeah, I'm quite over the hill with this series. If anyone out there who has an Apple account, I would just totally recommend it. It looks beautiful. It has such craft and beauty and care and passion put into it. It really comes together and makes it undeniably probably my favorite dinosaur documentary series possibly ever. And for me, who's really kind of consumed over 20 plus of these in my life, that's really saying a lot. It feels so natural and organic, and all the science is so beautifully there, and it feels like it's just getting all these basic great points, especially anything to do with the T-Rex is automatically going to be my favorite. And I love how it just kind of informs us in the ongoing science, and it keeps going and going and going, and I'm a sucker for this. Please, for the love of God, let there be a second season. And let there be a second season soon, because I hope it really does well. All in all, I give this series a 5 out of 5. It's my favorite of the year. I love it. So, yeah. Cheers, everyone. And, oh yes, today I got to see Elvis in theaters. So expect that review this weekend. Till then, thank you. Cheers. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you. Cheers.